It's been like that for a couple weeks, dark and dreary. I think last Saturday was the only day that it was sunny out. But it's about freezing every day. It's like plus 2, 3, 4 Celsius. It gets up to about 44 degrees some days. I'm going to finish this today. I've been sanding out all the gouges and little nicks and dings. I want to get this polished up and get it all put back together. I got to paint a couple parts on it, like the screen that goes in here, and try to get something accomplished here each week. Get one thing done. Still got to do the carburetors. Keep putting that off. I'm going to work on this for a little bit and get back to you. You can see the little pitting in here and around these bosses here. That's what I'm trying to sand out. But I'm going to put some pictures in this video of when I bought this bike. It was advertised on Craigslist. I wish I'd kept the original ad for $1,300. And it was in Three Rivers, Quebec. And here's a picture of it in the back of my truck. I emailed the guy back and forth a few times. He spoke French, so it was really hard to understand the emails. And I offered him $1,100, and he said no, because I said it's going to cost me a couple $100 in gas to drive down there and back. It's from Sarnia, it's 3 and another 6. 9 and then 6 again. I think it's like 18 hours there and back. Something like that, 16, 18 hours. But I stayed overnight in Toronto and then drove there and back in one day. So I offered him $1,100 and he finally accepted it. So I drove down and met the guy, nice guy. He could hardly, I don't speak any French, and he could hardly speak any English. And it was kind of funny. But he collects motorcycles, and he's got some beautiful old bikes. Some old Harleys, BSA, single cylinders, Triumphs. Beautiful bikes the guy has. So I think this is one that he just never, he bought it and got it from a friend, and never got around to doing it. I think he already did some Nortons, he said, so he didn't want to do any more Nortons. But I think he put on a lot of his extra parts on it that were kind of junk. But it's a good starting base. Here's some more pictures of it when I got it home and started taking it apart. You can see there. What the heck? Why is it so glary? There, maybe there you can see those little grooves in there. I'm just sanding and sanding with 220 grit, trying to get the little grooves out. Here's some more around this boss. Some of that's dust. See the little nicks in there? Just keep sanding and sanding. Once you get the first, all the deep little grooves and cuts like that, once you get that all done, then all the other layers of sandpaper is pretty quickly. But this first stage is going to be taking me hours, because of all the little bosses and everything to sand around. I mean, it's, I hate doing this. It's got to be done now. Here's some more pictures of my bike taken apart. This was all done in, I would say, November, December of 2015. Wasn't 2016 because I moved the year before, 2015. Yeah, so 2 years ago. I'll try this Dremel in these holes. lines up pretty good. Nice job. I used the Dremel for a bit of the edges here too, the small one. Got the 3 holes done. Oh my god, it's taking forever. This Dremel sure helps out a lot, but I still have to sand it by hand. But the Dremel's good for getting in there and polishing that up. I've been into this for two hours already this morning, just sanding out all the little nicks and dings, and I still got to sand the whole thing over through all the grits. I got a couple other projects I got to do this week too. My neighbor's got a construction company, so I'm going to fix his plate tamper for him. And that one, when it tips over a little bit of an angle, it stalls out. They have an oil pressure or oil level gauge in them, and that might be faulty. It's or it could be water in the fuel. And then I've got this gas-powered weed eater that the primer bulb won't prime up, and usually what happens there, the needle valve sticks in the diaphragm, so I got to take the carburetor apart. The oil gets gummed up in there and dries out over the winter time, and that's usually that problem. But I'm going to keep plugging away on this. God, it's taking forever. It's going to look really good when it's done though. It's going to look amazing, but a lot of work. That's all I'm doing today. I buffed it up as best I could for now, but I still see little fine scratches in there I gotta buff up. A little bit there. Really hard to get in between here. You have to rig something up with sandpaper to get that finer sandpaper in there, but that's a lot better. It's almost like chrome. I'm going to assemble the brakes on it later today.